com. I'm Linda Allen, filling in for Paul Gallo this morning. Nice to have you with us today. It's no secret that Mississippi has had a long history of problems with our prison system. Back in February of this year, we made national news, a terrible way to make national news, when 15 prisoners had either been killed or committed suicide within a 6-week period. That sparked a federal investigation to try to fix our problem. They opened the civil rights investigation and looking into the deaths of these prisoners and the conditions of our prisons. The probe focusing on whether the Department of Corrections in our state adequately protects prisoners from violence, particularly at one privately run and 3 state-run facilities, including Mississippi State Penitentiary. We all know about Parchman. It's going to undergo further investigation into its handling of suicide prevention, mental health care, and solitary confinement. We have seen visually pictures and video of the conditions of many of these prisons. Governor Reeves back in February promised reforms for all of us and said he welcomed the investigation and wants to right this ship. This week, he announced a new commissioner of the Department of Corrections, Burl Cain. He's recently retired from an extensive 40-year career in the Louisiana Department of Corrections. We're talking about him today as we bring in our special guest, the mayor of Vicksburg, George Flaggs, to talk about the process of bringing in this commissioner. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Lynn. How you doing?
I'm well, sir. How are you doing today?
All right. I must say that you're much better improvement than Paul.
Well, that's to be debated. One listener sent us a message this morning saying he didn't like Chick Chat. We think we're going to dub it Chick Chat when I fill in. What do you think?
I don't know, but you're looking better than me and Paul.
Well, thanks. Mayor, first of all, tell us your role in this. Why would the mayor of Vicksburg have any input at all on the Department of Corrections?
Well, for that reason, let me just say how honored I was when the governor asked me to chair a committee to look at the search for a Department of Correction commission at a time when a Department of Correction was at a turmoil, and you already know the history of what it had gone. But I did serve as chairman of correction in the House of Representatives for one term, and I handled that budget for about 8 years. So I guess given that experience, he called on me, plus the fact that I supported him as governor, and I've been a longtime friend of his.
Tell us about this process. How intensive was it? Did you feel like you knew it right from the start who you wanted, or were you looking at a lot of candidates for this position? Because it is a critical position with all eyes on it right now.
Oh, absolutely. But the governor hit it right from the start. The first day, he said that he wanted us to assemble ourselves and to find the best commission we possibly could and do a nationwide search. And we did that. We did it in a way that it was methodically done. We advertised all over the country. We had a process. We had about 50 to 55 applicants. We had some very good applicants from the start. I was really impressed and overwhelmed with the number of people that are giving where we were in terms of the turmoil that wanted to come to Mississippi and wanted to be in that position. We had those people. Then we narrowed them down to about 5, and then we went from 5 to 3, and we recommended to the governor 3.
Burl Cain, the fact that he's from Louisiana, and, you know, our states have a lot of similarities. We look at poverty in Louisiana and Mississippi. We look at the prisoner population, primarily black. So a lot of similarities. Did that play a role in selecting Burl Cain?
Absolutely not. What played a role to us is that we took the qualification that was given from the legislature. We took the conditions and the situation that we was faced in. People were dying in prison. We had concern about people not being able to visit their loved one. We had concern about employees understaffing. We had concerns about the budget process. There was any number of issues that we had that we were concerned about. Never did we look at demographic. Never did we look at any other state other than the person we was interviewing. We wanted the best. And I think we end up with 3 of the best, and then we recommend those 3 people to the governor, and the governor picked who he wanted. And I think he has the prerogative to pick from the 3. Any of those 3 that we recommend could go in day one and be a correction commission.
Mayor, what do you think Burl Cain can bring to the table? What do you think he can immediately get started on, and we'll see changes as Mississippians and taxpayers?
Well, if I was speaking from a biblical sense, I'd say wisdom. But from professional, I think he brings a wealth of knowledge based on his experience. If you know the history and goal of prisoners, they was in search of the rate like we are in Mississippi, and he stepped in and he brought it to a front nationwide to the point that he corrected a lot of things, and it was looked at as a model as the way he brought the correction system. And I think that wealth of knowledge based upon, and listen to me, because I think this is something what governor might have been thinking. Based on the knowledge that he brings, the understanding he brings in correction, and the number of people that they have already in place at the Department of Correction. If he reorganized and if he put those people in the right position, I think you're gonna find one of the best correction systems in the most quick way that you ever want to see. I don't think the governor was looking at 10 or 20 years from now. I think he was looking for right now. Who could come in right now and come in and correct this system with the understanding that that's what they want to do. And a man with passion and with religious conviction. I think he's ideal.
Mayor Flaggs, we always face financial challenges in Mississippi, but now with COVID, unemployment numbers, it is going to be a trying time for the next couple of years. How do we come up with money to fix the system? Because not only do we need to change the attitude in our systems, but we've got prisons that are run down and need a complete overhaul, if not bring down them completely and start over.
Of course, that's probably the right question for the right person. Being, I've always been fiscal responsible. I don't believe in raising taxes. I don't believe in overspending. I believe in accountability, and I believe you have enough money. If it's moved around, if the system is reorganized, I think you can come up with a great correction system within the dollars. I think there need to be more accountability, and capital improvement would be aside. I do believe that the legislature need to invest more money into capital improvement, because the last facility that we had the most concern now was built in around, I think, 1980, early 90s, and it's obsolete. A lot of those facilities are obsolete. That's the reason why we had some of the issues that we had. And I believe that they use through the bonding process, not the appropriation process, if they get some money and bond some capital improvement, I think they can turn the corner. The other thing, if you allow him to organize and downsize, you'll be able to increase the number of guards per inmate, which is needed. If you look at the combination of the private prison versus what we got and put them in the right order in terms of their rankings or how we classify them, I think we can have a system. If we stop putting people into prison that are unnecessarily deserving going into prison, but need to be into a mental institution, or need to be in some type of reform, or need to be in a community service position where they can be rehabilitated, I think you can do it. I think if you had truth and sentencing, I think guidelines, I think we can do this. There's any number of things that, as a former legislator, I believe that they can do regardless, without just more money. I don't believe in throwing money at a problem. I believe in throwing the problem at money.
Coming up with a solution. Mayor Flaggs, thank you for joining us with this, and congratulations to the city being able to open up the casinos. I know that's big news for you, and a great start in the right direction. Mayor, thank you for joining us.
I appreciate the opportunity of being with you.